What's going on, gamers? I want to welcome you guys to Listener Feedback, episode number 23. And in this episode will be starring One Subset Tekken, who is making a return this week. I really appreciate it. I look forward to reading your email, brother. We also have the OG, Cody Clark, has written in as well. I haven't heard from you in weeks, brother. It's good, really good to be hearing from you, man. I really appreciate it. And up next, we have a returner, a person returning back. Golly, did a return even make sense? I don't know. This brother is coming back to the show after weeks and weeks of not hearing from this good brother. We have Free Fly Ferret, who has made his triumphant return back to listener feedback. I haven't heard from you in quite some time, so I really look forward to getting into your email, and thank you for being here this week. Thank you, brother. And up next, rounding out the cast, he's returning as well. We have Glove Box David. He is in the building. Thank y'all, man. Good grief, this week I don't even have to cover any gaming news, man, because we got a full roster. We got plenty of emails to go around, so I don't have to pad out the show with any of the gaming news. So this is awesome, because this is what it's about. This is you guys' show, the listeners. This is your show. And I really, once again, thank you guys for writing in. Now, it's one thing I do want to address that does have to do with some gaming news, and I'm going to be quick about it. Cyberpunk 2077. Y'all brothers know I have been on here saying, oh man, the game, I don't see where it's so bad. I think it's a pretty good game. I don't see where it's so, it has problems. It's broken here and there, but I still think it's a good game. Hey, listen, brothers. This week, oh man, God, dog, I owe an apology, because I was talking about Bethesda, how people don't complain about Bethesda games being broken. Brothers, when I saw this list, I don't know if y'all saw the list this CD Projekt Red came out with on how many fixes they have to do on the game, on that patch, 1.2 patch. God, dog, that thing covered like 500 different bugs. 500! Like literally. I'm sorry. God, dog, I am a supporter of Cyberpunk 2077, but that is so unacceptable. 500! I'm up here downloading this patch now. The patch is 40 gigabytes! 40 gigs for that thing. That's like the size of the game itself. And here it is. You got me downloading, well, not just me, but anybody that's trying to play the game. That's just crazy. Man, oh man. So listen, my humble apologies. The game was way more broken than I could have anticipated. Goodness. I just hope that this patch, it fixes a ton of the problems that the game had. I mean, some of this stuff I wasn't even experiencing, you know, like holding somebody hostage and they walking around talking normally. Man, so much. Anyway, though, Shugs, man, let's get this show underway, and let's get started with our first email, which comes way of One Subset Tekken. Now, the title of his email is Guess Can Be Wrong Too. Oh, buddy. Here we go. He says, hello, Kiaun. Hope all is well. Hey, brother, you know me. I'm striving and surviving, my good brother. He says, let's get this right out the way. First, let's get this out the way first. Sir William X, my Twitter fingers, buddy, will be Tekken fingers very soon. The next time I bring up our impending battle will be after we've had it or about to have it done. Oh, he wants the smoke. Sir William X, he is not backing down. He wants all of the smoke, my brother. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I'm dead serious when I say I want to see this match go down. Somebody tell me if I can get a front row seat. If y'all are playing Tekken or Madden, can I be in spectator mode? Let me know. I got to see that, man. Y'all gonna make me record that on the Elgato upstairs, brothers. Good grief, main event. Anyway, let me finish with your email here, brother. It's just great to hear the banter between you brothers. This is fantastic, man. It's awesome. But let me continue. He says, I couldn't wait to write in on this. On the roundtable discussion, AB stated that Game Pass hasn't done enough. My question is, what else does Microsoft have to do other than give him an experience he can't get anywhere else? He says, outside of an exclusive, do we not know that they are coming? People who wanted to hold Xbox's feet to the fire said, oh, they don't have any exclusive games. Microsoft was like, okay, hold my beer. Now we have Bethesda and everything that they bring to the table under the Microsoft banner. And yes, there will be exclusives. It might take some time, but they're coming. He continues, he says, it just seems like people who share AB's opinion want to keep moving the goalposts every time Microsoft fills out the order. Yes, AB did give Game Pass its due credit, but his overall view was it's not enough. At the same time, he said they are undermining the console. I really don't think so. They have just made it very accessible to be in their ecosystem. That's an interesting point. I can kind of see that. He says, Game Pass is a great value. Yes, I do agree. It is subjective depending on what type of gamer you are. I respect everybody's opinion. They have the right to think what they want to think, even if I don't agree. It's good to have a different opinion. AB was hard on Game Pass. I hope Game Pass will give him what he needs in the near future. As always, preach, brother. Yes, man. Always, he says, as always, wash your face, hands, and butt, and please wear a mask. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting so tired of going into these places where people are walking in there maskless, like COVID isn't a real thing. It burns me up. And then they want to start getting all close up on your back, almost leaning over your shoulder. I'm like, brother, I need my 6 feet. Good grief. But hey, listen, that's a whole nother subject. But hey, man, yes, keep talking about it. Wear your darn mask. But I digress. One subset. This is the thing, brother. I think that you brought up some very interesting points. Actually pretty good points, to be fair. Saying that Microsoft is they're not undermining the console, but just giving more access to the ecosystem of the Xbox brand. I hear you on that, brother. I dig it, but at the same time, I still do believe, one subset, that they should concentrate. I understand that they're trying to do mobile, do PC, do console, do tablets. I get it, but I just think that sometimes when you're concentrating on so many things, the console itself stops being the focus and can fall by the wayside a little bit. I mean, look at what happened with PC. PC at one point, and once again, I give credit to Microsoft. Lately, they've been treating the console better, by having Outriders on the Series X through Game Pass, but not having it through Game Pass on PC. I mean, that's great. That's a great thing. But for a lot of not a lot of years. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but for a couple of outings on some of their games, we were seeing that the PC was getting certain games that the Xbox wasn't. And granted, some people could say, well, it was because it only worked better with mouse and keyboard or something like that. And I understand that. But at the same time, if they're both in the same ecosystem, Xbox is PC and PC is Xbox, then the PC still shouldn't be getting certain games that the console isn't getting. But now that's starting to change a little bit. We're starting to see the console actually get certain things that the PC isn't. So that's great. But on the other hand, when it comes to exclusives, like you said, AB was basically saying they're not giving him anything to, make him want to, for him to see the value in Game Pass. I think what it's going to take, one subset, for people to really take game. And this is crazy because I understand what you mean by the goalpost could be being moved. I mean, they just bought a publisher. Forget a developer. They bought ZeniMax, aka a whole publisher. And people are still wondering and saying, well, I don't know if that's enough. But I think what it comes down to, though, is people want to know what games are going to be exclusive when it comes to the Bethesda deal. Of course, Phil Spencer, and I respect his honesty, he came out and already said that he can't say that all Bethesda games are going to be exclusive because we know he has the Deathloop situation going on with PlayStation. PlayStation also has Tokyo Ghostwire. Those are two Bethesda games. So he already technically, just by default, that already takes away every game from Bethesda will be exclusive. But I think what everybody is looking for the most part, one subset, is seeing what happens with games like Elder Scrolls 6, games like Fallout 5, Doom, even Starfield. Let's talk about Starfield. Now, if Starfield is not an Xbox exclusive, then I think that's going to tell us all we need to know, because that's one of the most hyped up games, that's coming out this generation, possibly this year, or it might slip into next year. We don't know yet, but the hype around that game is serious. So if that turns out to also go to PlayStation, man, people are going to say, golly, that's an L. But it's a subjective L because people on the PlayStation side will have to pay $70 for it. Where if you're on the Xbox side, you can just pick up Game Pass for a month for $15 in Giant or GameStop or wherever they sell a month of Game Pass, and you can play the game for literally $15 for a month, as well as another 300 plus games that are going to be in the service. So that is still a win. Some people will spin it and say it was an L because it wasn't exclusive, but that's still value for the Xbox customer. But I think that with Microsoft taking so long to release their games, one subset, I mean, we've been waiting a long time to get some AAAs, brother. Halo Infinite comes out looking, not too good. Doesn't look good at all. We're waiting on Senua's Sacrifice. We're waiting on what the other several studios are working on, Fable, trying to get some information on that. I mean, nobody can deny the games are coming. People are just tired of waiting and trying to figure out what games are going to be exclusive. Now, like I said, if they come out the gate and the next Wolfenstein is exclusive, the next Doom is exclusive, Starfield is exclusive, Fallout 6, or is that 5? Fallout 5 is exclusive, Elder Scrolls 6 is exclusive, then you're talking about a whole nother game then. You're talking about an ultimate game changer. Now that's humongous. And I think that's what everybody is waiting on, to see if that is the play that Microsoft is going to make happen. If that's the next thing that they're going to have happen, that on their platform, if you want these huge titles, you can only get them on Xbox. Of course, Phil Spencer, he was still it was still cagey about giving us a definitive answer of what is what. So we still don't know. So that's why some people, I think, feel like it's still not enough because they still haven't given us the information that we need to let us know, well, this game is going to be here and only here. I mean, PC, yeah, people can say it's on PC too, so it's not an exclusive. Well, it's a console exclusive, and that's all that matters to me. You guys know I don't rock with PC, man. I could give a doggone what's going on with PC. But that's the way I see it. I think once that changes one subset, I think that people that have AB's his viewpoint, that'll turn him around, And AB, he had said that he wants Microsoft to have all Bethesda games exclusive because, similar to myself, he thinks it would be great for competition, So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one subset tech, and hopefully Microsoft will do that, and they'll just continue making the moves that they're moving because they're going in a fantastic direction. They're really starting to turn the ship around. It's just a slow turn, but they're turning it, man, and they got some positive things that are going on over there. So, yeah, I mean, them dropping the paywall of free-to-play games, I mean, they're working, man. They're bringing it together, and I got some faith that eventually, they'll have everything turned around and it'll be a brand new Xbox and all of the exclusives are going to be great and they're going to be on a wonderful, wonderful path to, starting to be way more competitive with both Sony and Nintendo. But sorry for the long-winded answer, one subset tech, and I just really enjoyed your email, brother. I thank you for writing in. And as always, please continue to do so. Thank you so, so much, my brother. And please write in next week, man. I love hearing from you on a weekly basis, man. So maybe you'll have something to tell me next week. And guys, remember, you can always call, man. Hit the line, hit the hotline at 443-216-9934. You can always call in, and you got like 3 minutes and 12 seconds to record your message. And yeah, we can always go at it that way as well. But one subset Tekken, again, thank you so much, brother. Now up next, we got the OG in the building, Cody Clark. Now, his email is titled, Emails from Work. He says, hey, Kay, what's going on, Cody? He says, email from work, because I was just tooling around at Walmart.com and saw this link. He sent me the link. Okay. He says, so that let me order an Xbox X Series, but it went through whatever private bank and goes to the all access. Very interesting. He says, this got me the Xbox X Series and 2 years of Game Pass Ultimate. He said, you can't opt out of the Game Pass. Oh, okay. He says, so it was $840 at $30 a month for 24 months. A lot, but it's $15 a month for Game Pass for 24 months. So like $360 plus $500 for the Xbox. So after tax, $870. He says, so yeah. Supposed to get it delivered April 16th. We'll let you know what is up. He says, I don't really like the idea of having the Game Pass forced on me. I already have it. But that just means I can cancel my current one or, I don't know, call them and combined or whatever. Just wanted to share. Now, that's something. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate this, man. That's something I haven't heard anybody talk about. Now, granted, I understand that the Xbox Series X is just as hard to find as the PlayStation 5, so this hasn't really been a big part of the conversation. But I totally forgot about the All Access program, brother. And just the fact that it's actually coming out to $840 at $30 a month for 20. Man, let's do the math on that. Let me pull this up. I'm doing this live on air. Let's see. 30 times 12 is, matter of fact, I think you did the math for me. Because I got the 360 that you had up there. Let's see. Times 2 equals, man, yeah, oh, okay, no, I did that all wrong. Anyway, that was a complete fail, brother. Pardon me. Yeah, this is something that's very interesting because for that person that doesn't have all of the, and I'm not saying this is you, Cody, because you got it the way that you could get it, brother. But for someone that doesn't have the money all up front, at paying $30 a month for 24 months, that's actually not bad. And you got Game Pass Ultimate. So this is real, man. We had heard that this was going to happen. It's great to know somebody that actually is taking advantage of it, and it comes out to $870 with tax. But man, Game Pass has over 300 games in it. And it is that's a great value, man. So I definitely want to know your thoughts on this one, brother. I want to know how you feel about it, how the console is going. And if overall you felt like it was worth the purchase. But at $30 a month, that means pretty much anybody can get into the ecosystem. I'm wondering if they're going to, once these consoles, especially around Christmas time, oh man, I wonder, is that when they're going to really start pushing the all access program? Because you guys remember that they have GameStop pretty much in their back pocket. GameStop and Microsoft, they teamed up. You know that once you hit that cash register, if you were wondering about it, or they're probably going to have it plastered everywhere, walk out the store with a Series X or S free today for no money down. And people are going to wonder, well, hey, what is this all access program? Man, they could make a killing off of this. This is something I totally forgot about, my brother. So I will be very curious and interested in knowing how much Microsoft is going to push this. Now, I know you said you were looking around on Walmart for it, and man, let me click the link, brother. I'm doing all of this live, man. I'm so unprofessional. I was probably supposed to. Oh shucks, he ain't lying. I never thought you were, of course, Cody, but Walmart is one of their partners. It has it big as day. The link that he sent me, Xbox All Access, and the Series S is $24.99 a month with Game Pass Ultimate. Wow. Now that's interesting because a couple of man, I'm being so long-winded today, but you guys don't understand. I love hearing from y'all, man. So I don't want to rush through your emails and stuff like that because I appreciate y'all being here and writing in, But what I wanted to say was, Y'all remember that, man, a couple of years ago, they tried this before, this all access with it was like the Xbox One era, but it wasn't in a lot of stores. I think it was only at the Microsoft store, which was one big reason why I don't think it caught on because enough stores weren't participating. But if they have Walmart that's in the program, that GameStop, they're going to be in the program because once again, they're partners, they're working together. And then you get Best Buy in the program as well because I believe they're one of the other guys. I think I saw that on Best Buy's website at one point, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if they have these three retailers, and who knows about Target, I have no idea whether they are or not, but just those three, they're major stores, man. Even though GameStop, we know they're on a downswing, at the moment, but they're still selling consoles and games. So them being in these three stores, especially Walmart, oh man, that's huge, man. This thing could really, really take off. Once they get enough consoles in and they're freely available, I'm so interested to know how much they're going to push this all access because I think it's a fantastic thing. Not everybody has that kind of money to just shell out at one time. And you tell a person, look, this is a Christmas gift at $30 a month. You can give you can already have the person gifted over 300 games with the console at $30 a month. That's a heck of a value, man. Let me know how this goes, Cody. I really appreciate you writing in with this one because, like I said, this is something I haven't thought of in a long time. So it's great to see that they are really operating with this all access program, and it's really affordable. I mean, of course, I can't speak for everybody. $30 a month for somebody might be too much. You never know everybody's financial situation, but the Series S, I think I saw, like I said, for $24.99 a month. It's options is all I'm saying. But Cody, thank you for this email, brother. I see you wrote in again, so we're going to get to that other email momentarily. But up next, we have, it's so good to hear from you, my guy. Good grief. We got Free Fly Ferret in the building. Now, the title of his email is Series Smart. He says, my brother. I ain't read that a long time, my man. He says, could Microsoft be ahead of all of us? Let me make sure I read this correctly. He says, could Microsoft be ahead of us all on the Series S? Could it be that it is aimed at the Wii crowd, at the already have a PS5 but want to buy these new Bethesda games? At the people who don't care or don't know a thing about teraflops? Very interesting. He says, heck, if they could get the thing down to $190, oh my gosh, brother, $199 this holiday, they may just blow right past the moon and wave to Elon on the way to Mars. Man, listen, brother, okay, I see your angle and I understand it. You're saying that the Series S, because I was asking you guys, was the Series S a mistake? After hearing from the guy over at Remedy, I'm like, man, I don't know. He brings up some really good points. The Series S could be holding back gaming, and I don't like it. But here it is. Free Fly Ferret is taking it from a different angle, and we all know we're the hardcore. You guys that are listening right now, we're the hardcore group. And we know that we're not the majority. We are the minority, but we are the loudest. We bring the people into the console ecosystems by word of mouth, talking to our friends, talking to our family, talking to our coworkers. We're the guys that do a lot of the leg work, so we're definitely important, but, the thing is that you were talking about pretty much the casual crowd, which really makes up most of gaming. They're the much bigger pie slice in the whole circle of things. So I guess I can definitely see what you mean. Them not really caring about the teraflops and the frames per second and the resolution. The Series S is a win, for someone like that. And if they could get it down to $199, God, dog, brother, that's insane because the console just came out. But, hey, we can all dream, brother. We can all dream a dream, It might happen. It's possible. But even at $250, I think $249.99 would even be great. And I think it might be a little more free fly, a little bit more realistic for the time frame, $249.99 versus $199. But it'll definitely bring the people in the door. They're gonna get a great value in Game Pass because I'm sure that they're gonna be pushing that very, very hard, during the holiday season. That if you get Game Pass, you got access to over 300 games. You get, and plus Halo. Oh, shucks. Halo is supposed to be out or will be out by holiday season. Oh, that could be a trifecta. You got the price point, you got Game Pass, and you got Halo. that could definitely move some units. If Halo is, looking better than what it was, god dog it, it could definitely be a very, very, it could be an interesting time for Xbox. But what I was talking about though, Free Fly Ferret, was from the perspective of the S just holding back gaming. I'm not saying it's not a good value. I mean, at $300 for what it does, it's a fantastic value, brother. I would never take that away from it. But I just meant just from the perspective of holding back gaming. That's all. Like, if it can't, like I was saying, Free Fly, it's hard for me to get hyped up about the Series S versus the One X, because at least the One X was doing 4K at 30 frames per second. And you look at what the Series S is doing so far, the highest it's gotten is 1440p so far. And I mean, I understand it's only been a few short months. I get it. But Red Dead Redemption 2, when it came out on the X, the One X, it was just a couple of months old by that time. So it just, I don't know, if it can't do at least 4K like the One X could, that's a step back for me. Well, in my opinion, even though it may have the better frames, that's still a plus. But not having the resolution, man, that's kind of an L to me. But once again, it's not, to your other point, it's not aimed at me. I'm a hardcore gamer. I want the best resolution that I can get, and just have the best frames that I can get. Even though right now, hey, no cap, brothers, I'm still on the Xbox One and the PS4, because I can't find these mother lovers nowhere, the new ones. So I mean, I got some doggone nerve talking about that I want the best performing consoles, and I'm on last generation right now. My goodness, I think I've gotten a little above myself, but I digress. But now, Free Fly Ferret, I definitely understand what you mean. They're definitely going to sell these things. It's no doubt about it. Once Game Pass becomes mainstream, and I gotta give Microsoft again some more props, man. They've been advertising doggone Game Pass. I've been seeing commercials for the doggone service. So golly, I'm gonna give Microsoft a doggone hand clap for that one. They're at least, they're making moves. That's all I'm saying. It's slow, but they're definitely making moves to get things on track. And I think that once Game Pass becomes a bigger thing, where just the average, normal, everyday Joe Schmo knows what Game Pass is, I think that will help at least be a bit of the turning tide for the Xbox brand. It's already happening as it is now, but with them positioning that the Series S, now I start getting confused with the names after a while, but the Series S as the cheaper model, that thing is gonna go, man. It's just a matter of when, and if it eventually, when it does catch on, because I think the price point is great. It's not too high, it's not too cheap. So, $300. But I'm rambling. God dog, I'm rambling. Anyway, Free Fly Ferret, thank you so much for the email, brother. It's great to hear from you, man. I haven't heard from you in such a while, man. It seems like it's been months since I've gotten an email from you, brother. So, hey, don't stay away so long next time, man. It's always great to have you here, man. And thank you so much for the email, brother. Please write in again, man, next week, or you can call. Feel free to call the line at 443-216-9934. Feel free. But thank you, man. Thank you so much, Free Fly Ferret. Now, up next, we have Cody Clark, who has written in again. And the title of this email is S is for shut the front door, Thomas. What? Shut the front door, Thomas. Okay, who's Thomas? I guess we gonna find out. He says, so, I bought the S. Man, Xbox is hot. on this episode. God, dog. Xbox is burning up on this one, man. I don't know if I've talked about Xbox so much in a listener feedback. This is phenomenal. God, dog. He says, I bought the S series. I sat down, looked at the specs, and decided it was worth it for the greenbacks. Oh, for the money. The greenbacks. I feel you, brother. He says it's even more worth it if you don't have a 4K TV. But anyways, he says, then I listened to... Oh, man, how did I forget that? Yeah, Thomas Pua. Yeah, who was like, whoa, shots fired. He said, I was like, whoa, shots fired. He says... thinks the self, man, okay, yeah, we gotta bleep that out, yeah, brother. Let me skip a little ahead. He says he must be some bad, he said he must be some bad A lead programmer or a hardware engineer, right? Wrong. Wait a minute, yeah, I thought he was a programmer. He was talking some hot stuff, brother. He said that, well, let me continue with your email. He says, wrong. Because when you work on game engines, it's always a balance between features and function. How pretty the game is and how much creep you have. The old, quote, will it run Crysis, end of quote, argument. Hint, year one, nothing could run Crysis. So as far as engineering goes, that was a fail. He sent me a link here from Tech Radar. I have to look at that in just a minute, Cody. But let me continue. He says, so the huge diff between X and S, besides bad naming conventions, no UHD player on the S, digital only, 500 gigs versus 1 terabyte hard drive. But they both have hardware ports to add in the Samsung 1 terabyte expansion. Whatever. Costs, the X runs 4K native. The S has to upscale. They both run the same cores, 8 cores, 3.8 and 3.6 respectively. He says you can almost argue 16 versus 10 gigs of DDR6 RAM, but Tommy didn't mention RAM. He mentioned GPU and CPU. Yeah, he did. I remember that. I actually clipped that. Yeah. He says, so what does Tommy do? Oh, shucks. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Did you do some research here, Cody? He says, so what does Tommy do? He is not a lead programmer or a senior programmer. He is not an engineer. Wow, he is not an engineer or even a level designer. He is a what? He is a communications director. Oh, wow. God, dog, man, oh, man. I should have done some research my darn self, Cody. God, dog, a communications director. He says he tweets stuff, he replies to and makes comments to websites. He is given talking points by marketing, e.g., not an expert. He is a farmer talking about economics. Oh, man. He says, are there limits to the S series? Yes, it's still hugely powerful. He also said in 2018, don't expect games to be loading faster on the next... Well, that wasn't true. It is loading... This is the same guy, Cody? Oh, man. He says, my S series made my roommate with the Xbox Scorpio jealous. Goose had shout out to Goose. He says Goose had the X series. I had the S series. Our friends had Scorpios and were loading a good 40 to 50% faster. No, we were. He said we were loading a good 40 to 50% faster in multiplayer games. That made our friends like, nope, clearly we want to upgrade. The quality of life increase alone. Also, they are both Microsoft products. Microsoft makes it easy to dual develop for the X and S. Tommy sounds like after their bad quantum break experience that a lot of Remedy folk have a sour spot for the Xbox and Microsoft. He sounds biased. Based on his job description, he clearly does not understand how engineers, software, and hardware work. With his attitude, I would not want him working on Halo Infinite either. God, dog. So what you're telling us, Cody? Hey, man, thank you for the email, brother, and thank you for the history lesson on this guy. Maybe I should have done some more research. So this man, Thomas Pua, who had said that the S pretty much was holding back gaming, talking about the CPU and the GPU. You're saying that this man is a communications director. He's not even on the front line of development. Man. I don't know, Cody. Oh, wow, brother. If that is the case, oh, geez. Hey, listen, man, I apologize, man. I should have done some research. Man, Cody came in, but see, this is why it is great to have you guys right in. This is the reason why I love hearing from y'all. You just taught me something, Cody. I had no idea. I truly thought this brother was on the front line, man, fighting a good fight for gaming. You know, out there on the front line with Quantum Break. He was out there with Control. I thought this man was in there coding and whatnot. And you told us that this man, God dog, this joker is a communications director. Oh man, listen, Cody. I know that oh man, I'm trying to get back on track because I'm really tripping, man. I can't get it back together. Yeah, man. Good grief. Okay, let me. All right, here we go. Let me start here. You did say your roommates they saw the quality of life improvements with the S. Goose had the X, of course. And they wanted it based just off of the loading times. If you guys are loading 40 to 50%, faster into the game than they are. Yeah, that's like one of the main reasons why I want the newer consoles. Outside of the 4K resolution and all of that stuff, I want the faster load times, man. That's like the main thing that I'm interested in, and really makes me excited to jump in to what next generation will be offering. Or I should say current gen. But yeah, just the fact, I hope you're right, Cody. I hope you are, man, saying that both of them are, Microsoft products, and you can pretty much dual develop for both of them. I mean, I don't doubt that you could dual develop, but I still wonder, is the S holding the X back from doing certain things that it would be able to do if it wasn't tethered to the S? Like I said, I'm not a developer. I'm a civilian like y'all. Well, I can't say that about Cody. Cody, maybe I shouldn't say that, but yeah. Nah, I don't think Cody would mind. Cody actually worked for a major developer at one point in time, so he would definitely know way more than I would, But yeah, man, Cody, hey brother, thank you for the lesson, for the big lesson here, brother. Man, I'm about to walk out of this one, man. I appreciate it. Hey, you keep on writing in. I'm hoping that the S, it does better than the 1440p. And you said it's really good if you don't have a 4K TV. So maybe it'll never reach those heights. But with the faster loading times, with the better resolution than what you can get on the big bone Xbox One like mine, that is still an improvement, and the price point is really, really good too. So I'm definitely not knocking what you get out of the box. It's just my only gripe with it, and if it isn't true, it would no longer be a gripe, is is it holding back the Xbox Series X? That's my only concern. If they can dual program and dual develop, and it doesn't hinder what the X is able to do, it is fine by me. It's excellent. It's a great price point, and it's something that the casual can definitely get behind and get a really, really good value between the price point of that and Game Pass. So thank you so much, though, Cody, for the double header this week. I really appreciate it, man. It's so great to hear from you too, man. It's been quite a while since I've heard from you, and you definitely hit me with a whammy with that one, brother. I wasn't expecting that. It might be in my best. It might be best if I read some of these emails ahead of time. Sometimes I'll just read a couple of lines and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to just save it, for the podcast. But sometimes, man, hey, this one was really a true shocker. I had no idea. Maybe I need to, read them a little before I start recording. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe I will. But we're going to get into the final email of the week. And it looks like Mr. Glovebox Gaming is going to take us out into the sunset this week. Now, the title of his email is called Let's Talk Nintendo. He says, "What's up, Kiaun? Hey, I hope I'm not too late with my feedback." No, you are not, brother. You are here. You are definitely in the building. He says, okay, so Nintendo could care less about what anyone says. Nintendo are innovators, not competitors. Let me give you some examples. He says controller rumble, that's a check. Motion controls, that's a check, okay. Says 3D gaming, okay. And handheld gaming. I can't give them handheld. I can't give them the handheld, brother. The handheld market, brother, back in the day, I don't know if it was called Tiger or not the cheap handhelds, the ones that was offshoots. But you remember years and years ago, man, they had these handhelds where it was basically, it wasn't even pixels on the screen. It was like pre-drawn pictures of like football or basketball, and you had the little dot, the red dot that would go into the imaginary hoop and whatnot. That was out way before the Game Boy, but they did, I can't even say they popularized, maybe they took it to another level, I don't know, but I can't give them the handheld, brother. I will give you the rumble controller, the motion controls, and 3D gaming. Heck, I'll even give you the analog stick, brother. Hence, one of the reasons why I named the podcast, the analog circle, was because of the Nintendo's ingenious move with the analog stick. But I can't give you the handheld, brother. But let me continue with your email, brother. I'm almost going on an hour here. He says, I think we could go on and on. We could. He says, the point is, Nintendo is not interested in competing with Microsoft and Sony. If you think about it, the Switch outsells the PS5 and Series X every month consistently. And wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. Now, all right, brother. Now, you said, okay, the Series X and the PS5, they're really not in stock, though, brother. That glove box, they ain't in stock heavy like that. I know the Switch hasn't been in stock either. It's been some shortages, but I don't know about that, brother. I just don't know if I can say that's true. Now, granted, they are selling amazingly well. I think that Nintendo at this point in time has made like over $12 billion, and Xbox is at like 11.2 billion, somewhere around there. So they are clearly winning. I definitely am not going to take that away from you, brother. You're absolutely right. But I think that the PS5 and the Series X are just at a disadvantage, not having the same amount of inventory as Nintendo does, just at this particular moment. But I digress, brother. I digress. He says, yes, winning. And he said, and the Switch's online component stinks. It's not the best, brother. It leaves a lot to be desired. He says, just my 2 cents, brother. Thanks for all you do, my brother, and keep up the great work. I appreciate that, bro. He says, by the way, don't wait for the PSVR 2. Open the one you have and play Resident Evil 7. Jeez Louise. Brother, listen, man, it is so great to hear from you, man. It's always great to read your emails and just get your feedback. And I want to put this out there too, Glovebox. I absolutely respect your opinion, brother. I really do. This is how you feel. I respect that. You know, I would agree with 3 out of the 4 that you put on the list. The handheld gaming, I understand the angle that you were going with it. It's kind of like with Nintendo, how when gaming was on its last final, it was like on its last life bar, you know, before it was about to be taken out, Nintendo came in, swept in, and saved the day. And for a lot of people, gaming didn't start until Nintendo came on the scene. People forget about the ColecoVision, the Fairchild. People forget about Atari. It was a ton of other consoles before Nintendo came in and brought gaming back from the brink of, pretty much just falling off a cliff. So they get a lot of the credit, and I ain't gonna say they get a lot of the credit, but they get a nice amount, brother. They get a lot of, nobody's talking about Atari today. Nobody's talking about ColecoVision or any of the systems that came out before. A lot of people just remember Nintendo. So I only use that comparison to the handheld market. There was a ton of handhelds back out in the 70s and the 80s that were out well before Game Boy came out. But when Game Boy did come out, it took it to that next level, handheld gaming to a whole nother level, similar to how Nintendo took gaming to another level when it came to the console space. So I definitely understand the perspective, and hopefully I'm on the same, wavelength as you, brother, when I said that. And you can correct me. You can always feel free to say that wasn't how you felt. But yeah, they definitely innovate. That's something that Nintendo does. For me personally, and I know they're doing well. They're doing excellent, Glovebox. They're selling out of everything they got, pretty much. I get it, man. But just for me personally, I would like to see Nintendo compete. I would like for them to just do more, do better, give us better. Nintendo, they're always going to be great because they're and when I say great, I mean they're going to be fine as far as financially, because they are the Disney of gaming, brother. Mario is the equivalent of Mickey Mouse when it comes to gaming. They're always going to appeal to the younger audience. Most of us in here, started out on Nintendo for the most part. I had my ColecoVision and, my Atari 2600 and the 4800, but it was like when Nintendo came on the scene, it was just such a game changer, no pun intended, that it just took it to another level, but, yeah, man, Nintendo is fine. I just think that we should hold them to a higher standard. They shouldn't be able to get away with some of the things that they do. That's all I'm saying. The different formats that they choose, some of the practices that they have. They've gotten a lot better, but I don't know if they have gotten a bit better, putting more M-rated games onto the Switch, which is great. That's like the biggest change. But yeah, man, I'm starting to, man, I ain't gonna lie, I've been rambling the whole podcast, to be honest with you. But I get it, though. I get it. I just want Nintendo to do better. That's all, brother. I want them to be held to a higher standard. And I do want them to compete, because you know me, brother. I want to see all these companies at each other's throats, man. I want to see them vying for all of our hard-earned money. And Nintendo, I just can't exempt them from that, brother. If I'm saying Microsoft and Sony got to do it. Nah, man, I want to see Nintendo in there rumbling too, brother, doing that all as well. But as always, man, I respect your opinions, though, my good brother. And Glovebox, please, man, continue to write in. It's always fantastic to hear from you, man. It really, really is. I'm telling y'all, this is you guys' show. If y'all don't come through and write in the show, it really doesn't happen. I mean, for the first time in weeks, I didn't have to talk about gaming news to pad out the show, and we almost at an hour here. And this is what happens, when you guys just come through and, write down your thoughts, email them in. And I just take such pride and joy in reading them, man, because y'all could be doing a billion other things as opposed to just, writing into the podcast. And when you guys do, it's really appreciated. I don't take it for granted. That's why I like to go through the email and not just rush through like, yeah, I agree with you. Let's move on to the next one. Nah, it's not fair. And not to me. It's not fair and it's not right because you guys took the time out of your busy day to write in, and I appreciate that. But once again, I want to shout you brothers out. One Subset Tekken. Thank you again, brother, for your emails. Shout out to you, Cody Clark, Free Fly Ferret, and Glove Box Gaming, my brother, man. Thank y'all. That's going to wrap it up this week. We had doggone an hour, man. Goodness gracious. But with that being said, let me wrap it up real quick. If you want to be a part of the next listener feedback episode, which will be coming up next Wednesday, you can either call in at 443-216-9934 and let your voice be heard, or you can email the show, and the email is theanalogcirclepodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to tell y'all, man, this Sunday, we got some news. Y'all might have read it already. I'm sure y'all did. But it's some man, you are not gonna want to miss this, man. It's something that anyway, I don't want to spoil it. But we're going to have a good show. I got about 3 stories written so far. Probably got about another 7 more to go. So I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to talk about it. But it's one particular story I'm excited to talk with you guys. So until Sunday, that's when we will be recording again. And I'll be talking with you guys. But once again, thank y'all for being here. It's never taken for granted. It's so appreciated. And just look forward to hearing from you guys. Hopefully next week you guys will have the time to write in. And listeners out there listening right now that haven't written in, feel free to write in, man. I love hearing from you guys. So I've been long-winded and all over the place in this episode. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. But as always, man, get out there, play some games, and enjoy yourself.